You would be amazed. And how many people that live in other parts of New York come to Ditmas Park and are like, oh, the trees are amazing.
We call it the brownstone alternative.
There aren't many places in Brooklyn where you can walk down the street and you can see all these trees and you can see the open sky and there's all this space.
If you put a bunch of 100-year-old homes in the middle of Central Park, you would understand how it is to live in Ditmas Park.
Ditmas Park is a 2.5 square mile of large freestanding Victorian homes. Every single home is unique. We have Victorian homes, we have Queen Anne's.
Greek Revival, Colonial Revival, Tudor. We have a Japanese Tudor house, believe it or not. You name the architectural style, you have it in the Ditmas Park area.
Everybody has these beautiful front porches, trees overhanging their beautiful gardens, and people will just sit on their porch, have a cup of coffee.
The pride that people put into their houses, it's amazing, and it's totally understandable. These are some really beautiful houses.
We do have apartment buildings for people to rent and co-ops for people to live in.
There's a great diversity of people, both in race and economic status in the area.
The U.S. Census actually called Ditmas Park one of the most diverse neighborhoods in the United States.
Walking down Coney Island Avenue is an experience on its own.
Coney Island Avenue from Catelli Road to Forster Ave is Little Pakistan.
And then you start seeing all the Jewish-owned businesses. We do have a nice amount of commercial corridors, especially someplace like Cortelli Road. It feels like Main Street, where you have all these different shops from restaurants, bars, specialty gifts and item shops.
Even just over the last couple of years, Cortelli Road has seen a lot of new places coming in, newer restaurants, higher-end restaurants.
There's wonderful bars like Bar Chord, which plays live music.
Sycamore is a flower shop slash bar, and it's amazing. There's so many little weird, just boutique-y enough stores.
So Ditmas Park is definitely attracting now the young hipsters coming in and the young families and couples. You go to the coffee shops, everybody's sitting there with their cup of coffee, their laptop working away.
Every now and then we'll walk by this guy's house and he's like, hey, hipster, what are you doing in my neighborhood? I'm like, hey, New Yorker, sorry.
When, you know, a neighborhood starts to change and more businesses coming in and more money's coming in, you do get crime waves.
There was a time when, over the course of 6 months, there was a rash of robberies.
People in restaurants were targeted. The robbers came in and robbed the restaurant, but also all the customers, like during dinner time.
You know, you have to remember, you're still living in Brooklyn, you're still in a city. Bad things happen in good areas. But overall, I think it's a fairly safe neighborhood to live in.
The B&Q train run right through the center of the Ditmas Park area. You have the Church Avenue station on the north, then you have the Newkirk Avenue on the south. You have a pedestrian shopping mall right in the middle of the station.
A lot of people who live here also have cars. We have driveways, we have long, wide open streets, so people are usually able to find parking in a relatively quick time.
Also, there's a lot of buses that are great. Like, it's only like a 10 to 15 minute ride to Park Slope.
So in the turn of the century, this was all farmland. And then in the early 1900s, developers came in, bought the land, and built these luxury suburban freestanding homes.
The transportation lines were already in place. The steam railroad was there, which became electric with overhead wires, and by the late teens, around 1920, it became part of the New York City subway system.
Half of the neighborhood is landmarked, so they can't be altered.
These are very large homes with many bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms. They're big, beautiful homes. The real estate values do go up, especially in landmark communities. The apartment houses, some of the apartment houses are co-ops, some are still rentals. Yes, the rentals have gone up, and it's a two-edged sword. It's good on one hand, not so good for the long-time residents who have a difficulty maintaining the rentals that are going up.
But I would say that it's a good feeling that people want to live here, and people want to come here, and people want to be a part of what we have. You know, every day is a good day living in Ditmas Park. Where else would you want to live?